Welcome, beautiful soul. My name is Samantha and this is Sacred Solaris. In today's video, I wanted to talk about finding peace and harmony because at the moment, the world is very chaotic. There's a lot of disharmony, a lot of triggers and traumas being brought up for us, and a lot of people having to enter fight or flight mode and kind of like survival mode, and it's really hard to remember our peace. So yeah, today I wanted to just chat about that quickly and allow you this moment to breathe and to just come back to center in a world that can seem like a turbulent ocean at times. And especially if you are a very spiritually open person or an empath or a healer, I think that these energies, we forget so much that we're actually taking on a lot of collective energy. So all humans are sort of connected in some way, shape or form. And when you're very open, it's super easy to take in the collective's energy. So staying grounded in our truth and finding our peace is even more vital and important at this time. So firstly, if you're not a part of my YouTube community, I would love if you could join and subscribe and maybe leave a comment where you're from in the world. It's awesome to actually interact and see the people who are a part of, my journey here. So I'm trying to grow and I'm here every week posting videos. So that would be awesome. And I'm gonna do an intuitive card reading at the end of this video for the collective, like the people who are listening and going to watch this video in the future. Just a message from spirit for you, a reassurance. I've got 3 sets of cards. I'm just going to pick a card and sort of see what comes through. As we step straight in, I would love for you to take a nice deep breath with me. So maybe place your hand on your heart and the other one on your stomach or something like that, on your solar plexus. And let's take a nice deep breath in together. And hold and release. I want you to take another one. Nice deep breath in. And hold and release. Breathing is something that we often don't think about, but it regulates our nervous system. Our nervous system is responsible for our feelings of stress. So our body is constantly receiving sensory input from the outside world and then interpreting it through our nervous system. So the nervous system releases hormones and releases stress hormones like cortisol in our body, and our body reacts physiologically by making our heart beat faster, pumping the blood faster so we can make quick decisions. And so lots of feelings that we feel when we're in a stressful situation or a chaotic energy all stem from the nervous system. So you can see how our breath, because our breath works to regulate the nervous system, it is connected absolutely with finding our peace, bringing ourselves back to a more grounded and balanced state, finding our harmony again. I want you to notice, are you shallow breathing? Do you just, are you taking intentional breath? Because breathing literally slows and calms the nervous system. So number one, make sure you connect to your breath more, your vital life force more. And it kind of leads into grounding, which is another thing of feeling like we are here in this now moment, which often, because of everything in the climate of the world at the moment, we are ahead in the future, what is to come. And a lot of people are struggling even with their survival mode because they may not be able to work at the moment. They may be locked up inside, or something may be happening where they can't actually go out into the workforce. And so we start worrying about our jobs or our future. Where are we going to be? What are we going to do? And all of that is not in the now moment. And so when we're too far ahead, that is where we have these like really big anxieties start to manifest. So bringing it back to the here, the now. What am I doing? Where am I? I'm sitting in my beautiful studio. I'm holding my talisman in my hand. I'm talking to my camera. That is the here and now. You in the here and now are listening. You're watching me probably in your room or your work, or I don't know where you are in your lounge room, who knows? But that's where you are. You're not tomorrow, a week, a month, a year. You're right here, right now. And it's important for us to make decisions in the here and in the now that are gonna lead to our happiness. Grounding can be as simple as taking our shoes off. Going outside is really important. Getting our feet on the earth so we can sort of connect, and a lot of our static energy that's in our body, in our aura, allowing the earth to kind of neutralize and pull that down. When we enter the earth, when we walk on the earth, it literally is that field is kind of pulled in, and we feel much more balanced, back to center, clear and cleansed. Grounded is like a state of being where we feel safe and secure in this now moment. And a lot of us have had our roots ripped up with uncertainty, like I said, trauma, and all of the chaos that's happening. We don't feel safe, or we don't feel grounded in our bodies at the moment, which is fair enough. Like, I totally get it, and I've had to work through all of this energy myself. Again, being an empath, being a psychic, being a very spiritually open person, I feel a lot from people, from my family, from my friends, from my clients. And maintaining my own grounding practices. An analogy I love to use is life is like the sea, like the ocean. So we are like a boat sailing through the sea, sailing through the ocean. And just like the ocean, life can sometimes be beautiful, crystal clear and flat, really easy to navigate through and to sail through. And every now and then, just like the ocean, a storm comes, chaos or chaotic energy, turbulent energy comes into life. And think about the ocean. If you're a vessel and a ship on the ocean, we can get knocked around, and it can be really hard to navigate and to orientate ourselves through a storm that life brings us. So what we can do is we can concentrate on making sure ourselves, our emotional, physical, spiritual, mental well-being and vessel is kind of as strapped down and prepared for the things that we're going to go through in life. Because just like in the sea, those storms and those chaotic, turbulent storms that come over the ocean, they pass, they go away, and we return to just sailing through life, sailing through the sea, with clear sunny skies, and life returns to normal. So if we can maintain our practices, maintain these things, prioritize these things in our lives, our well-being, our peace, our harmony and our happiness, when chaos arises, when hard energy, disharmonious energy comes forth in our lives, we can be as prepared to move through that as possible.
The unknown can be so scary when we think about the future and we can't control what is happening or what is coming. A lot of what we need to do is surrender. Surrender to the fact that we cannot control the unknown. But you could also be worrying and stressing about something that doesn't even come to pass. There's that beautiful saying, "Que sera, sera." Whatever will be. The future is not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
And if you're sitting there sort of going, no, I can't surrender. That's terrifying. I don't know what that means. It's about cultivating trust with spirit and listening to your soul, connecting in with the spiritual essence that you are, your being. I think that when we are triggered, when we are going through and moving through traumatic energy, which often is when we are like in fight or flight mode or survival mode or a turbulent sort of time, it's very, very common that we will disconnect from our spiritual essence because we enter, like I said, survival mode. We enter cortisol induced, nervous system overdrive, where we are just we may not realize that it is stress, but it is a stress response kind of within our minds, our bodies, and it becomes very hard to connect in with our spiritual self because we are triggered. So the more that you can cultivate a relationship with your soul and connecting in with spirit, the more that you can and the more that you do try and find magic in the world, even if it's just as simple as going and buying a potted plant that's like flowers or something, and trying to see it grow, see something beautiful and magical growing in your life, seeing bees and butterflies pollinating and buzzing around, and just seeing their bliss. Bees are facing extinction. Do you see the bees stressing out? Like, no, bees are just blissfully like living their best life, and in this moment they're here, they're alive, they're buzzing from flower to flower, and they're pollinating and just spreading their love and spreading the pollen all around. And I think that they're filled with magic, and so we can appreciate that in that moment. All these little things connect us into that seeing beyond the illusions of fear and hatred and despair, seeing beyond that there is still love and magic and so much beauty in the world. And that can help us create this connection with our soul, connection with spirit, the divine, and that then cultivates trust, and that then allows us, once we have that trust with the divine, to be able to surrender to the unknown and to change as it comes up. Self-caring and lowering our stress is so important in these times if we have the privilege to be able to try and self-care. Being gentle on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself for maybe not having the energy and the motivation to tackle the things that you used to, because you could be going through, sort of an energetic or a mental or emotional time where you need to heal, and you might be very triggered, and just honoring yourself in that moment, that it's okay to do nothing right now, and you're allowed to rest, you're allowed to take a moment and sleep. I just was so drawn in that moment to the 2 poppies on my sleeves, and poppies are, original poppies were opiates, and they're all about like sleeping and resting, like going to the poppy field, and I think that I was drawn to wear this shirt for a reason, because some of us may feel like we're in a very dreamlike state where we're finding it hard to find our fire. And then others might be so stressed and in, warrior mode that we forget that it's okay to rest and take that moment. So depending on what you're going through, self-caring and just being gentle about the energy that you're in right now, and just sort of seeing it how it is. Don't ignore it. Like, if you're feeling like you can't find the motivation, just acknowledge that. Say, right now, I obviously need to rest because I am not doing the things that I need to do to self-care for myself, or I'm not doing the things that I need to have. I don't have the motivation to go and tackle that big mountain right now, and that's okay. But I'm just going to be gentle and not bully myself about that, and soon the motivation will come. Soon the fire will reignite, and I will have that passion. And I'm telling you from experience, when I am breathing, grounding, self-caring, that fire ignites so much quicker than when I sit there and go, I'm so effing lazy. Oh my God, I should be doing that. I'm not. And, I just feel terrible, or, trying to numb and dull myself down and bully myself with bad words. It's like, you know what, right now, I just need this moment, and that's okay. Self-care, run a bath, have a beautiful herbal tea, or eat some beautiful alive food, something that is filled with like high vibrational energy. Surround yourself with crystals, meditate, do some cards, just treat yourself to something that makes you feel good and zen in this moment for you, for no other reason, just to make you feel good. Okay, so I'm going to pull some cards for you because I feel we just need that right now. And so I'm going to call in my guides and my higher self and ask to pull a card for the collective of the souls that are watching this video, a message that is timeless, that whenever you're watching this in the future, it is for you. Oh, I knew I was going to pull this card. And the card is love. This is from the goddess. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a goddess card. And I believe that this is Flora maybe. And it says, love, be free from all that holds you back. And you can see the horse running and the butterflies, like we were talking before about butterflies and coming into love, coming into our hearts. And that really is the key. I'm going to pull more cards, don't worry. The key really is, well, horses are all about freedom and setting ourselves free from hard energy from the past. But, you know, coming into love when we are confronted, say if there's somebody who's nasty or who has hurt us, hurt people. And so when we can come into love and sort of say, you know what, I'm not going to let you, I'm not taking on that energy, I'm not going to let you impact my heart, you know, it's the easiest way for us to free ourselves from more negativity and feeling more bogged down, and just forgiving those so we can set ourselves free. This is another goddess card deck. I just want to call forward a card. Oh, one is flipped over. Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. So I pulled forward Lilith, who is a goddess that I definitely love and adore. Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I chose the life that I desire to live. I choose the life that I desire to live. And so to me, Lilith is about, I'm going to show you all three cards in a moment when I am finished, but Lilith's magic is about, you know, being unchained by it's very potent to what we're going through right now, but, you know, not being held back by the patriarchy, and about not being held down and chained, you know, like she is like the goddess of like just breaking free of things that are keeping us bogged down. It is about like just breaking free of conditioning, of trauma, of all the things that just what I see, spirit shows me this big chain just pushing someone down and feeling so trapped underneath this chain. And Lilith comes in and the chain is light as a feather to her. So something that feels so heavy to you, she's just like, yeah, we're getting that fucking gone, and flicks it away, you know. Calling in Lilith as a guide, or maybe looking into her a little bit further. But the message I have for you is that it is time to just, rip off the chains. If you're hearing and feeling this message, it's a time of connecting with our hearts and freeing ourselves from the things that are just keeping us bogged down. It's time to get rid of that. So the three cards that that just flew out of the deck, you wouldn't believe it, but we've literally got again that double up of message of love. Love is really what we need right now, to come into love, to seek out love, to connect, to really it's important for us to have our loved ones around us. And if we can't physically be there, we can reach out and have a phone call. And it also can be self-love, you know, looking and nurturing our inner worlds, making sure that we feel safe and our hearts are filled with love, and not letting darker energies, you know, letting these like energies that want to keep us suppressed and locked down, and don't let hatred or negativity or anything enter our hearts as much as we can. The other two cards that came out are childhood and it's earth magic and innocence. And that really is, the word innocence is a big part of it, that we need to reconnect with our innocence, that the inner child used to see the world through the lens of, you know, seeing magic and fairies all around. And that's what I was talking about before, about the bees and the butterflies, that connecting to magic, to the whimsicalness of life really helps us, just see our joy, connecting with our joy again, because often our inner child is very much like the Lilith energy. It's very locked away. It's very bogged down and chained up by conditioning, trauma, and a lot of our inner childs, we are very disconnected from them. And by connecting in with our, inner self, connecting with the earth magic card, connecting back in with the earth, our inner child, our hearts, our love, our center, we can navigate nearly anything. And I know myself, I've been working through huge shadow underworld themes in my life. I've been triggered and moving through trauma this entire year. Since all of 2021 has been for me navigating big triggers, and how I have moved through those shadows and moved through that energy is everything that I just pulled out. Love and connecting in with myself, healing and loving on my inner child and allowing her to come out. So go and, be like the horse. Go and create magic, create something for the sake of creating. Connecting in with your inner child, I think, is really important in these times. Self-care, breathe, ground yourself. Maybe, like I said, go and buy a plant and grow something, allow something to grow in your life. An easy plant that's not gonna, cark it because you didn't water it for one day. Go and see flowers blooming. There's nothing more beautiful than having a plant and watching it flower. It really, truly is magic. I really hope that this video has given you maybe some food for thought when we are going through maybe a hard time or whatever it is, and that I really am sending you a blessing of peace and harmony. I ask Great Spirit, your guides, our loved ones in spirit, to surround us, to circle us with their hands, their healing hands out wide, allowing us to feel in our hearts and activate within our hearts love, divine love, knowing that you are here for a reason. You are here with a purpose to shine your energy onto the world. And it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to stand in this moment and say everything is, and I am so over it. It's okay when we are going through, we're triggered or we're going through a hard time. It's okay to not be okay. But there is divine help all around us. There is physical help all around us. You are never alone. And I really hope that connecting back into your heart, your soul, with spirit, brings you peace and harmony. I hope this video has been helpful more than anything. Even just one thing. If one thing has helped one person, then this video has done its job. So leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next week in my next video. If you'd like to join me in my journeys other than YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram and also on Facebook, but I'm more present on Instagram, which is just Sacred Solaris. You can also follow me, book in and look further deeper into me and my services on my website, which is sacredsolaris.com. Blessings to you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye.